We're here on the Diag asking Michigan students about their thoughts on the election following the first presidential debate. Who do you support for president?
I'm voting for Hillary.
Gary Johnson.
I support Hillary.
I am supporting Hillary.
Gary Johnson.
At this point, I believe Clinton.
I'm already decided. I'm a Democrat. I'm voting for Hillary Clinton.
Trump.
I'm going to bite my lip and vote for Donald Trump.
There's just one serious candidate, the Democratic candidate.
Hillary Clinton.
Clinton.
I am voting for Hillary Clinton.
I'm going to be voting for Hillary Clinton.
For what specific reason are you voting for Hillary?
I was about to say something really inappropriate about Donald Trump.
You can go for it if you want to.
Oh, well, I was going to say that I'd sooner stick my in an anthill than vote for Donald Trump, but...
Getting rid of institutional racism, that's a strong one. Talking about debt-free college, which is a strong one. Being able to refinance your debt for college at 0% interest, which I believe is a strong one. Speaking with education, taxes, taxing the top 1% a little bit more because they deserve to pay a little bit more, investing in the middle class and green energy.
Her policy for mental health, her acknowledgement of police brutality, and her plans to try to make that a forefront an issue.
She's been working all her life for kids, families, for women's rights.
I think it is the party that she's part of. I usually just follow my affiliation as far as the parties go, so I'm usually consistent in who I want to vote for.
She's a smart woman, she's overqualified, and she's not Trump.
Frankly, she doesn't get me too excited on anything. I disagree with her on trade and higher ed.
I'm not the most excited about anything, really.
At this point, the main issue is keeping someone like Trump out of office.
If it weren't Donald Trump on the Republican side, I don't know what I'd be doing right now.
Well, I guess it was less about what Clinton did than what Trump did. I'm more voting against Trump than for Clinton. It just seems like he says a lot of absurd things, and I disagree with his economic policies, I guess.
I specifically do not stand with Trump on issues like immigration, on his tax plan.
With him, there are more things that I disagree with. I don't really think he has everybody's best interest in mind.
See, I don't particularly like either candidate. I don't think Hillary Clinton is quite as trustworthy to be president.
I always vote for the Republican ticket because I believe that foreign policy and economy are the most salient issues, although I do recognize that climate change and some of the other social issues are important. To me personally, my imminent safety and the well-being of the economy are very important.
Did the debate last night solidify your opinions at all?
To be honest with you, it was only one of three, so it'd be like trying to decide the end of a basketball game after the second quarter. There's just a lot more time.
By that point, I think my vote was already in the bag, but I can see how a lot of on-the-fence voters are going to be watching these very closely. Hillary Clinton probably had the upper edge because she seemed better prepared. I felt like a lot of her answers weren't quite as clear as like someone on the fence like me would like them to be. Donald Trump didn't seem as prepared. He seemed more honest and human, I would say. Even if it was kind of crazy, he just said what he thought. And then they both just traded insults at each other, and it was very entertaining.
I thought Donald Trump had a strong showing the first 40 minutes or so, and then she baited him, and he took the bait. You know, he spoke to his core, who are people who don't really like politicians. You're uneducated, middle-aged white men. And she spoke to her core, which is pretty much everyone else.
I think she was able to kind of run circles around Trump and push him to embarrass himself. He was able to hold his temperament together for about half an hour, and then she got through him.
Debates and conventions and stuff of that sort usually aren't that substantive. I didn't feel like anything all that interesting was said. I don't feel like either of them did that great, I guess.
Clinton did a good job. Trump was just like not even answering questions as usual.
Just the fact that Trump was pretty much wrong about everything, so.
I'm ashamed that a big party like a Republican Party actually put him up as a candidate.
Do you think that they covered all the important issues?
No, I mean, they're never too substantive, in my opinion.
What issues do you think should be talked about more at the debates?
I mean, like, no one even talks about, like, I feel like no one talks about education. Of course, I didn't see most of it, but the part I did see, no one even talks about, like, college students.
Race, and I would say immigration.
Terrorism and just collapsing relationships with the Middle East.
I think the national debt's a big issue. Term limits are a big deal to me.
I guess immigration.
Do you think that the debate could have covered those issues more thoroughly?
They definitely could have.
I think we'll see a big shift from the younger voters with issues that are more in line with us compared to what the establishment has been for the last 50, 60 years. What you're seeing this election is a lot of people have lost trust in the major parties. I know a lot of Bernie Sanders fans were disenfranchised with the Democratic Party. Trump was receiving the nomination because a lot of people are disenfranchised with the Republican Party.
So, Squirrel, Who are you voting for in this election? Are you voting for Clinton or are you voting for Trump? Or are you going to vote for the squirrel candidate? For Wolf TV, I'm Sarah Otto.